Welcome back to Kentucky Hidden Wonders. Our guests today are Steven Ebbs and Roger Green. Steven, you are the commander of the VFW Shelby Memorial Post 1179. And Roger, as Steven was saying before we started, you're kind of the historian of the group, right?
I'm also the accountant. I'm the quartermaster.
Okay.
Wonderful.
There you go. Perfect. So Steven, Roger, whoever would like to start, just kind of tell us a little bit about your background, and obviously you're with the VFW. So if you'd like to talk about your service, get into that as well, but we will let you take it away.
Great. Well, first of all, I'm an Air Force veteran. I served 22 years in the United States Air Force. Jobs range from radio operator, personnel specialist, general's aide, Air Force recruiter, and just enjoy that. After the 22 years, I transitioned into the United States Postal Service, served another 25 years working as a supervisor, distribution operations, mail handler, clerk, and several details within the Louisville area as a supervisor. I retired from the post office in 2024, already in Shelbyville. We've been here about 7 years, my wife and I, and I was selected as commander or voted in as commander of the VFW here in Shelbyville. I've been the commander since July of last year.
Wonderful.
Gotcha.
I'm married. My wife and I, we've been married for 18 years, Ida, and we have 3 children and 6 grandkids.
Wow.
Fantastic.
All
Roger?
right. Roger.
Oh, I was born and raised here in Shelby County and graduated from Shelbyville and went off to college, and I didn't come back here till about 92. And I graduated in 60. Graduated from college and went into, I was in ROTC in the Army, and I went into the Army and I spent about 33 years in the regular Army and in the National Guard. And I worked for the National Guard till I retired. So, and when I retired, I retired. I mow grass and take care of the farm, little farm we got. So,
And you're involved with the VFW. And I think you said you were Vietnam War, correct?
yes, I was in Vietnam. I like the Army because they sent me a lot of different places. And I was in Europe, been to Ecuador, Panama. So, yes, I didn't mind traveling.
Well, that's good. I think a lot of people get into the military for that, along with, of course, serving your country. Steven, I guess you saw a lot of the world in the Air Force.
I sure did. My assignments were Korea, overseas. I was in RAF Lakenheath in England, spent some time in Germany, and stateside, a lot of different bases in the States. So great time and a lot of travel. And I saw a lot of the world through the Air Force, not necessarily assignment-wise, but, for example, being in England, having an opportunity to go to Paris, through the morale, welfare, and recreation, so we were able to see different things by just being in that part of the world. So it was a great opportunity for me.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. So the VFW in Shelbyville is located on Main Street. And for people who have not been, you do have a museum on property of different artifacts and things like that. Can you talk about what people can find when they come visit, and what the hours and things like that are?
Well, first of all, we have established open hours. We're open from 10 to 2 Monday through Friday, and we also serve breakfast during that time. And the way that we have the museum, we have it set up is as soon as you come into the door, we have shadow boxes lined on both sides of the wall, along with pictures of different veterans who've served. The shadow boxes contain memorabilia, could range from uniforms to pictures, different things that family members have brought in to want their loved one remembered by. We have some guns, not loaded, and we have some ammunition, different things that attract people coming in to see. Mm-hmm. And just a whole wide range of things that we are proud to have on display for our Shelbyville and local community to come by and see.
Yeah.
When I went in, I was amazed at all of the items that you had. It covered a lot of different wars. It covered a lot of different time frames. When, like, from what era to what era are the items in the museum?
World War One
Oh, okay.
up to the present.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
What is the most interesting item in each of your mines that is housed in the museum?
Well, I like the machine gun. Now, you just don't normally send something like that home. But we had a gentleman that was in World War One, and he lived down on Washington Street at the big old brick house.
Okay.
And in the basement, he had World War One. It's a German machine gun, and he had a German mortar, and he sent more than one home. And I've never have been able to run down the other ones, but they're here, and just unique.
Mm-hmm.
Because after World War One, I don't know of anybody that sent anything back from the war.
That'd be hard to ship or carry or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, but and I thought they were pretty unique. But after start checking with reenactors and things, that machine gun's pretty common, and the mortar, it's about like an 81-inch mortar. He said, "Oh, I thought we had probably the only one in the States." Guy told me, he said, "There's 3 or 4 of them around."
That's not very many. That makes it unique.
Well, it's pretty unique. I was field artillery to begin with in the Army, and I like to shoot the guns, the big ones.
Right.
So I was interested in that. And I guess to me, that was the most interesting. But
Steven, what in the museum, what strikes you?
Well, I'm going to tell you what strikes me is something that we're currently working on. It's a project that we just recently were able to obtain, and that was memorabilia, scrapbook, different things from a young Army man by the name of Buddy Ryan. Buddy Ryan was a football coach in the NFL. He was a defensive coordinator, and he finished his time in the Shelbyville area. He passed approximately 12 years ago, and the nurse that was watching over him, taking care of him, invited me to her home. Her name's Debbie Ellis, and allowed me to photograph numerous items that were maintained in the home. And I literally took pictures until my hands were sore. It was so much.
What war was he?
He was in the Korean War.
Oh, okay.
And what was so fascinating was the day I went over there to their house, she had just gotten a package delivered from Rex Ryan, his son, who was a Jets coach, and I won't get into his record or anything, but he sent his medals. He sent a plaque from Korea. He also sent a certificate from Korea that showed Buddy's participation in the Korean War, and it marked the 50th anniversary of the war. And she literally took it out, looked at it, and said, "I want the VFW to have that." And it was just amazing to see that kind of feeling come from a person who already had so many different memory items, but something that's sacred to say, "Hey, I want the VFW to have it." It meant a lot to me, and we're already in the process of getting things put together for display in our post, in our museum, along with sharing them with the Historical Society so they can add it to their museum. But one other thought, along with that, Buddy served, we're seeing a man who served in the military, but he is also successful on the outside. But while he was in the military, one of his bunkmates or roommates, whatever, was another famous person by the name of Dan Blocker. Now, most of you older people would know him as Hoss Cartwright on Bonanza.
Yes.
So we're going to add him to our history as well. So it just gives us opportunity for people to view someone not only from outside the military, but just to see where they actually came from. And that's what we want to focus on. So I'm excited about those two pieces being added to our museum.
I am very excited too. I don't know if Mason, do you know who Hoskite
I don't.
He has to look at some reruns.
The old
I'll have to look that up.
The old Bonanza show. Yes, I watched many an episode. Let me tell you.
And we also were given a football from one of Buddy Ryan's game day footballs. So we'll have that on display as well.
So changing gears a little bit, beyond serving as a community, a gathering space for veterans of foreign wars, can you talk about different events or things for the general public that the VFW does or hosts or anything like that?
Sure. One thing I'll say is every year we put on the 4th of July parade for Shelbyville. And this year it's going to be just as big as any other ones. This is our 250th.
Yeah.
And that only comes around every so often. So we're excited about that. And we're going to have participants not only from Shelbyville, but the surrounding cities as well. You know, they're all invited to come out and be a part of that parade.
Okay.
If I wanted to be a participant, does it cost anything, or do you have to sign up? How do you do that?
We have a flyer that's already gone out, and we'll continue to disseminate that through our businesses, through our social media, advertising the parade. It's going to start on the 4th of July, which is a Saturday at 10 a.m. sharp.
Okay.
At 10 a.m., it will start.
All right.
Rain or shine, it will start at 10. And there's no fee for entries. And that's something different from last year. And the only exception is because of the construction that's ongoing, there will be no semis entered into the parade. And that's just for safety aspect, making the turn at the end of the parade.
Right.
What is the parade route? Where does it start? Where does it end? Where can people view it?
The parade starts at the First Baptist Church.
Okay.
In Shelbyville, and it will roll straight down Main Street, and it will end around 2nd Street.
Okay. Perfect.
Any other upcoming events after the 4th of July, even inside? And you did mention, I do want to go back about the breakfast. Let's say some visitors come in. Can they have breakfast as well? Or is it just for they
certainly can.
Okay.
You know, and we're open for that. We want people to come in and again, take advantage of the museum, take a look around. And again, while you're there, you know, you want a nice meal, we'll provide that for you as well. And we're doing that now, but we also have a grant that's been submitted to support that in the future. And we have that submitted through the Shelby Foundation. So we're hoping to get that grant so we could continue to work with serving meals, keeping the posts open, you know, during those times to provide a place for people to come to, ensure everybody's welcome.
Wonderful. My dad was World War II, foreign war. Of course, he's passed now. We were just talking about how few veterans of World War II are even around. But he never talked about what happened. Never. I mean, it wasn't till after he was gone and I found the medals and I found the information that I even knew. Is that typical of people that have served overseas, that they just don't talk? They may talk, like if he was alive, I bet he would love to be involved with the VFW and talk with other veterans. But is that typical of veterans?
Yes, that's very typical. I had several uncles and relatives in World War II, and it was only after they got older that you could hear a little about their experiences. And it's the same way with any war, Korea, Vietnam. Yep, you're just reluctant to. But if you get people that you served with, and like that's that's helpful for any veteran. To get with another veteran and they can talk about their experiences.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. I just was thinking back to that and how quiet he was about anything. And I was young and I didn't even think to ask very many questions. Yep. But now, Roger, as the historian, you were saying that this is not the first VFW in Shelby County, that there was another one somewhere else. Do you have any history you want to give to us and the folks that are listening about the VFW?
Well, after World War II, and I think it was 1948, they had a VFW, and it was out on the east side of town on the Benson Road. It used to run into Highway 60, and it was a Quonset hut. And they had their weekly meetings there. And they, like all good veterans after the war, you get a little while. And they eventually closed it. But, yeah. And the same guys that were members then, that's how come in 1983 we got established another VFW. They wanted another VFW, and it was the same guys. They're a lot older and a lot calmer. And most VFWs have a bar, and they didn't want to have a bar because that's the reason they didn't have the last VFW.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, it's a neat building you're in as well. I'm going to give you a question. I don't know if you can answer or not. What did that building used to be back in the day before it was the VFW? Do you recall?
A Goodyear store. It was a home and loan store. And Gail Stivers, a local real estate guy, he owned half of Shelbyville. He sold that one area of the building to the VFW at a very cheaply, because Gail was a World War II veteran, and that's how we got that building. And I often told the guys when I joined, when they brought me in, that we should have named it the Gail Stivers Memorial VFW, and he had given us the building.
Oh, that name, those naming rights, that can
yes, he would have given us the building, but no,
that can do a lot.
Yeah. So, how many different commanders have there been of the Shelbyville VFW round 2, I should say, the second edition?
Round 2, I'm the 12th commander.
Okay.
So we've had 11, not 11 previously because some have served multiple years, but yeah, there's been a total of 12 commanders.
Gotcha. And so how, you said you were elected to that role. So is that, what does that entail? What does being the commander of the VFW mean? What does that look like?
Well, first of all, you're the representative. You have the honor of representing a group of men that have served over decades of service to the military. So with that responsibility comes fostering relationships that continue to support the veterans through activities inside and out. And as a commander, one of the things that I foster is to go out and visit the different organizations. And I've been very fortunate to have been able to speak at the Rotary Club and different organizations. We're speaking at the Kiwanis Club next month. And just an opportunity to just tell people about the VFW and what we stand for and what we also stand in need of as far as moving forward, looking for people to partner with us on certain projects that we have. We've taken on the role of an auxiliary, something that, adds a little bit to the post, to have another group working side by side with us in efforts to support the activities serving veterans and their families. That auxiliary started with 0. We needed roughly 15 people to be a part of that, and now we've grown that to 30 members. Now, with our membership at the VFW, we had, I think, 85 members this time last year, and we've grown to 130 as of today.
Okay.
So people are finding the interest. People are coming around. In fact, today I just signed up a member that was a member about 18 years ago that has come back to join today.
Wonderful.
So we're excited about that. And again, as commander, one of the things I want to do is just continue to be there for the veterans. As a veteran, being a servant to serve in that capacity, it's an honor for me.
And then membership into the VFW, how does that work?
Well, to be a VFW member, you would have had to have been involved in been a veteran or be a veteran of a foreign war, serve combat, and also there's certain criteria if you have, for example, if you worked in a area that you receive hazardous duty pay, that also qualifies you for membership in the VFW.
Okay. And are there membership fees?
Yeah,
What does that
the
look
membership
like?
fees for our VFW, and it varies by post, but our membership fees are $33 per year.
I think that's a bargain.
That
So-
is, that
a great
is
bargain.
a bargain.
Yes.
And depending upon your age, and right now we've got a lot of senior saints, senior veterans. The life membership for a person that's 79 years and older is $172
Okay.
for life.
Yeah.
So we offer that a life membership depending upon your age. It determines how much you pay.
Gotcha. Something you mentioned just a little bit ago is one of the things that you do as commander is you talk about the things that the VFW needs. What are some of those things?
Well, if I could say the biggest thing, we need more space, but that's not going to happen right now.
Okay.
But as far as the building that we're in right now, we have a few areas that could be repaired. Right now, we're renovating both our bathrooms, and those renovation projects have been covered. We've got some renovation work in our kitchen that needs to be done, and some outside work. We've got a garage that we want to transform into an extended museum or extended storage. And we've got some areas in our basement that we've got a lot of materials, a lot of memorabilia that we want to get off the floor and into proper shelving.
Gotcha.
So those are some things that we're working on. We'd like to have a vehicle. We take veterans to appointments. We take them on errands, and a vehicle will certainly help us in those needs to get that done.
Okay.
Wonderful. So if somebody out there listening would like to donate something to help, how can they contact you?
Well, they can contact me directly through my phone number, 502-419-0150, or they can email me at Steven, Steven, Ebbs58@gmail.com. Or they can feel free to stop by our post at 619 Main Street, Shelbyville, Kentucky. We can also take donations through the mail. We have a P.O. box. It's P.O. Box 25, Shelbyville, Kentucky, 40066 for the P.O. box number.
Yep.
Fantastic. Is there something that we haven't covered that you wanted to make mention of, whether it be historic or something else? Anything come to mind that we didn't cover?
Any closing thoughts?
Any closing thoughts? Thank you for being here too.
I think we covered a lot, and it was really great. It's a great opportunity to just have a chance to let people know about the VFW and what we stand for. We certainly appreciate it, and we look forward to working with veterans, working with their families, and moving forward and just assisting in any way we can.